Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of bacteria. When we think about bacteria, our minds often jump to things like food poisoning or infections. But the truth is, bacteria are essential to life on Earth, and they're capable of some truly incredible things. Over the next few minutes, we'll be exploring the hidden world of these microscopic marvels, uncovering their secrets, and discovering just how much they impact our lives. Bacteria have been around for a long time. We're talking about 3.5 billion years. That's older than trees, dinosaurs, and pretty much everything we consider ancient. These early bacteria were some of the first life forms on Earth, single-celled pioneers that paved the way for all the diverse and complex life we see today. They were the original extremophiles, thriving in harsh environments that would be completely inhospitable to most life as we know it. Imagine a world with volcanic vents spewing out scalding hot water, an atmosphere thick with toxic gases and no oxygen to breathe. That was the early Earth, and bacteria were the ones who not only survived it but thrived in it. They were also responsible for one of the most significant events in Earth's history, the Great Oxidation Event. This influx of oxygen completely transformed the planet, leading to the development of the atmosphere we breathe today and paving the way for the evolution of oxygen-dependent life forms like us. Get ready for this. Your body contains more bacterial cells than human cells. By some estimates, the ratio is about 10 to 1. That means for every one of your human cells, there are 10 bacterial cells hitching a ride. But before you run for the hand sanitizer, hold on. These bacteria aren't your enemies. In fact, they're essential for your health and well-being. They make up what's known as your microbiome, a vast and diverse community of microorganisms that live in and on your body, primarily in your gut. Think of your gut microbiome as a complex ecosystem, kind of like a rainforest, but inside of you. These bacteria play a crucial role in your digestion, helping you break down food and absorb nutrients that your body wouldn't be able to access otherwise. They also help train your immune system, teaching it to distinguish between harmless substances and potential threats. Some studies even suggest that your gut bacteria might influence your mood, your weight, and even your susceptibility to certain diseases. We humans can be a little fragile, right? We like our temperatures moderate, our environments oxygen-rich, and our food not too, radioactive. But bacteria? Bacteria are hardcore. They thrive in boiling hot springs, acidic pools of abandoned mines, and the frigid depths of the Mariana Trench. These extremophiles are the superheroes of the microbial world. Thermophiles love volcanic vents and hot springs. Psychrophiles thrive in glaciers and polar ice caps. Acidophiles live in environments so acidic they make your stomach do backflips. Life finds a way. Okay, we've talked about how tough bacteria are and how they outnumber our own cells, but let's not forget, a lot of bacteria are actually our friends. We already touched on the importance of our gut microbiome, but those helpful bacteria aren't just hanging out in our digestive system. They're all over the planet, doing amazing things that benefit us and the environment. For example, did you know that bacteria play a key role in making some of our favorite foods? Yogurt, cheese, sourdough bread, kimchi, sauerkraut. All of these delicious treats wouldn't exist without the help of our tiny bacterial buddies. These bacteria use a process called fermentation, which not only gives these foods their unique flavors and textures, but also helps preserve them and increase their nutritional value. They play a crucial role in breaking down organic matter, composting waste, and cycling nutrients in the environment. Without bacteria, the world would be a much smellier, messier, and less hospitable place. Bacteria might be single-celled organisms, but don't let that fool you. They're actually quite chatty. Okay, maybe not in the way we think of communication, but bacteria have their own sophisticated ways of talking to each other. They do this through a process called quorum sensing, which is basically a way for them to sense the population density of their fellow bacteria in the surrounding area. Think of it like a bacterial head count. Bacteria release chemical signals, kind of like tiny messages in a bottle, and as the bacterial population grows, so does the concentration of these signals. Once the concentration reaches a certain threshold, it triggers a coordinated response from the bacterial community. This coordinated action can be anything from producing light, in the case of bioluminescent bacteria, to releasing toxins, in the case of pathogenic bacteria, to forming biofilms, those slimy layers you find on your teeth or in your shower. Quorum sensing allows bacteria to act as a collective, coordinating their behavior and working together to achieve things they couldn't accomplish alone. Nitrogen is essential for life. It's a key component of DNA, RNA, and proteins, the building blocks of all living things. But we can't just pluck nitrogen out of the air and use it, even though it makes up about 78% of the atmosphere. That's where our bacterial buddies come in, specifically the nitrogen-fixing bacteria. These microscopic heroes have the incredible ability to convert atmospheric nitrogen into a usable form for plants, and, ultimately, for us. These nitrogen-fixing bacteria are often found hanging out in the soil or living in symbiotic relationships with certain plants, like legumes. They take the nitrogen gas from the air and convert it into ammonia, which plants can then use to build their proteins and grow. And when animals eat those plants, or other animals that ate those plants, the nitrogen gets passed up the food chain. Without bacteria, the nitrogen cycle would be disrupted, and life as we know it wouldn't be possible. For a long time, antibiotics were hailed as miracle drugs. They were incredibly effective at treating bacterial infections, saving countless lives and revolutionizing medicine. But there's a growing problem: antibiotic resistance. Bacteria, being the adaptable little beings they are evolving ways to resist the effects of antibiotics. This means that the antibiotics we once relied on to treat infections are becoming less effective, and in some cases, completely useless. The causes of antibiotic resistance are complex and multifaceted. Overuse and misuse of antibiotics are major contributors. Every time we use antibiotics, we're essentially putting pressure on bacteria to evolve resistance. The bacteria that are susceptible to the antibiotic die off, while the resistant ones survive and multiply, passing on their resistance genes to their offspring. This is a serious problem, and it's not just a problem for the individual who develops a resistant infection. It's a global health threat. If we don't address this issue, we risk entering a post-antibiotic era, where common infections could once again become deadly. Oil spills are an environmental disaster. They pollute our oceans, harm wildlife, and can have devastating long-term effects on ecosystems. But what if I told you that bacteria could be part of the solution? It's true. Some bacteria have a remarkable ability to break down hydrocarbons, the molecules that make up oil. These bacteria, often found naturally in marine environments, can literally eat the oil, using it as a source of energy and breaking it down into less harmful substances. This process is called bioremediation, and it's a promising approach to cleaning up oil spills and other environmental contaminants. Scientists and engineers are exploring ways to harness the power of these oil-eating bacteria to develop more effective and sustainable methods for remediation. It's like giving these tiny environmental heroes a power boost. This might sound like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but it's real. Some bacteria have the incredible ability to generate electricity. These electrogenic bacteria, as they're called, can transfer electrons outside of their cells, creating an electrical current. This process occurs in environments where oxygen is scarce, such as sediments, wastewater, and even inside the human gut. Scientists and engineers are exploring ways to harness this bacterial electricity to power devices and create sustainable energy sources. Imagine a world where we could power our homes using wastewater or generate electricity from agricultural waste, all thanks to the power of bacteria. Our culinary world wouldn't be the same without bacteria. From tangy cheeses to bubbly fermented drinks, bacteria play a vital role in creating beloved foods. Take yogurt, for example. This treat is made by fermenting milk with bacteria, primarily Lactobacillus and Streptococcus species. These bacteria convert lactose into lactic acid, giving yogurt its tangy flavor and thicker texture. Cheese making involves multiple steps and relies on various bacteria and fungi. Bacteria coagulate milk, break down proteins, and develop unique flavors and textures. From sharp cheddar to creamy brie, we thank bacteria for these delights. And let's not forget fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, and pickles. These are made by fermenting vegetables with lactic acid bacteria, giving them distinctive flavors and preserving them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible bacterial facts, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing content. From their ancient origins to their essential roles in our bodies and the environment, bacteria are truly remarkable organisms. So next time you think about bacteria, remember it's a vast and diverse world out there, full of wonder, complexity, and endless possibilities. See you next time.